Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal.
Caitlin Clark has dropped a bombshell with her mismatched league contract leak, and it's reasonable to think that AA and Angel Reese Wilson is feeling the heat, but it turns out that while everyone else thought they were in on the exclusive club, Breanna Stewart was actually giving Clark a fantastic deal in secret.
It has just been reported today that Caitlin Clark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full court press to sign her.
The strategy was simple. Unrivaled didn't just recruit Clark without telling anyone, but instead made it seem like top-secret intelligence by enforcing a stringent no-disclosure agreement on her.
Now, this is also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting Caitlin Clark. The Unrivaled League has 26 of their 30 players already.
Clark is making it clear that anyone who was celebrating her absence from Unrivaled was totally wrong because she has had enough of the silence.
Caitlin Clark is needed for this league. It should be one of their main goals is to get her to play in the league no matter what that costs, no matter what that is going to take.
Flipping the script on women's sports is the sole objective of Unrivaled, the new daring face of women's basketball. But because they didn't come here to play by anyone else's rules, let me tell you the complete tale if you don't already know.
Now they're realizing we might need Caitlin. Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlin Clark.
With the backing of prominent figures like Nika UAM and Breanna Stewart, this is more than just a league, it's practically a movement. Imagine prime-time coverage, intense 3-on-1 games, and more. Giving women's basketball the showtime attention it hasn't seen in years is the main goal, and the best thing is that they weren't looking for any athletes to create an impression. From the beginning, they had one prominent name in mind, Caitlin Clark.
Go ahead and look. Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever's breaking records.
But when Unrivaled came out, people were furious because they couldn't find Caitlin Clark, the biggest up-and-coming sensation. On social media, sports shows couldn't stop posing this question, and the Unrivaled comment section was overflowing with queries like, "Where's Caitlin?"
It's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats.
It's brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. It's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big draw.
A rookie pulling in an arena-sized crowd is uncommon. The fact that she wasn't even on the starting roster for the largest new league in existence, despite a 50% increase in attendance, was like a slap in the face to the majority of supporters. It was as though Unrivaled didn't see Clark's worth, or worse, didn't think they could make their big debut without her.
The kind of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all of the media circus surrounding her off the court, that just had to have been so much to handle.
But none of Stewart and her Unrivaled squad were inexperienced. A well-timed revelation is nothing new to league co-founder Breanna Stewart, who didn't keep Clark's involvement a secret by accident. They intended to keep people guessing instead, and when the time came, they would surprise them with the news. They were building tension and preparing the ground so that when Clark's announcement did arrive, it would come as a huge blow because they didn't want his contract to overshadow the rest of the team too quickly.
She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing.
Caitlin Clark received an amazing $75 million offer to join Unrivaled, which was meant to establish her as the official spokesperson for Unrivaled as a player ambassador and marketing machine. It was like an earthquake in the sports world when those leaked revelations entered the headlines. A substantial guaranteed salary, sponsorship opportunities, exclusive TV rights, and even a front-row seat in Unrivaled's ambitious aspirations for worldwide expansion were all given to her.
To drive revenue so we can give the players extra income opportunities. I had to actually educate the players. They're like, good, 75 million divided by 144, pay us.
Stewart and her crew hit like a tidal wave for prospective AA after the numbers were out, but the intention was to avoid causing too much agitation too fast. They were aware that this arrangement was so significant that other players would begin discussing renegotiations or possibly feeling a little excluded as soon as they learned about it. Wilson, the NBA's current MVP, makes roughly $230,000 a season. The contract that Clark has is the type that shouts new level like no one's business.
And it was just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million.
With Clark at the center, Unrivaled is wagering she can quadruple the WNBA's 2024 average viewership of 657,000 per game. It's clear they're serious about turning women's basketball into a prime-time phenomenon. We're discussing more than 45 games that have been shown on television and a full-throttle effort to attract viewers that hasn't even been successful for the UMBA.
Probably the biggest issue that players have. We did a player survey and travel. The league was able to kind of take a lot of pressure off of itself.
Even while the fans are loving it, Clark's offer is more than just a shocking sum. It's a loud, unmistakable reminder of the massive financial inequities in the sport. The atmosphere is a little different for elite WNBA players like Angel Reese and A.A. Wilson.
But there have been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA.
Angel Reese expressed her annoyance on social media, suggesting that a single mega contract overshadowed years of dedication to this sport. Given that the season star's earnings range from $150,000 to $200,000, it is hard to blame her for this. As evidence of how far unmatched bankroll priorities lay, Clark's deal is more than 20 times their pay.
Yeah, what's the headline? It says, we're not asking to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue share.
Things start to get really intriguing at this point. This contract has the potential to enhance women's sports, but there is also a chance that it will lead to significant dispute. After battling for increased pay, recognition, and exposure, the WNBA is finally witnessing Clark's arrival with a golden when a rookie like Clark suddenly finds herself in a league of her own. Both financially and physically, it is understandable that athletes who have spent years developing the sport would get angry. They had never seen a ticket with such a high value.
But we didn't want to rush into it because we wanted new owners, like new ownership groups, anyone who knew.
Because getting to know Caitlin is crucial. Clark's WNBA debut showed why she is more than simply a player. She is a full-fledged superstar and a real commercial goldmine in a league that has historically struggled with lower attendance than its male counterpart.
Raised overall viewership, like Nafisa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin Clark play.
The Clark effect caused a 50% rise in arena attendance. She had over 1 million viewers per game, which is unprecedented in the WNBA, and fans came to watch her magic on the court. Clark ignited the league, not just joined it. Her presence kept fans intrigued long after the buzzer sounded, and her highlights went viral on social media.
A lot of this noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit.
Let's take a moment to discuss products. Records for NBA product sales were set as Clark's jersey almost flew off the racks. The WNBA has been striving valiantly to gain the recognition it deserves, and fans wanted a piece of the Caitlin Clark experience. Her name, her moves, and her entire brand became irreplaceable for the league. Clark's arrival was like a gift from the basketball gods. She generated excitement and much-needed attention, and in addition to the typical crowd, she drew a whole new younger and far more loyal fan following.
But we have former NBA players playing in Big Three, right? So for Cube to come out and be like, I'm going to pay Caitlin Clark more than I play any of these guys who used to play in the NBA. I'm going to pay Caitlin Clark more because that's the value that I see in her.
Another league that was unrivaled prior to its massive offer was Ian Clark's Ice Cubs Big Three League. Yes, the league in which all of the former NBA players will participate in 3 on-air games in 2024, while promising Clark a whopping $3 million to join his league. Cube garnered notice. The top players in the Big Three, who are mostly former NBA legends, earn between $1 million and $500,000 annually. To put this into perspective. But Ice Cube was prepared to pay 6 times as much for Clark. Bringing Clark's electric energy and undeniable appeal into a league known for its all-male lineup was just as important as introducing a gifted player.
And he was so unapologetic with the way that he came out and said, this is who we want, this is the value that we see in her, regardless. If she can't make a game, that's totally fine. We know that it coincides with WNBA season.
Cube was making a big statement with this offer. It wasn't just another sports one. He saw something in Clark that was different from the ordinary in a league full of ex-NBA titans. Even if it meant putting his former superstars' egos aside, He was prepared to disrupt the Big Three's customs in order to create way for her. Because Clark's game was more than simply women's basketball, it was a magnet that could attract people from all over the sports world, which is why he wanted her appeal across sports.
We have Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman, like there are legends among us in the Big Three, and there are high-level former professional athletes on our courts, and he was okay putting it out there because he knew how much it could help the Big Three.
However, this is where Clark's choice becomes even more fascinating. Despite the large $3 million carrot hanging in front of her, she decided to stay with the WNBA because she regarded it as her home base, a league where she could develop her career and support growth from the inside out. This choice demonstrated that she wasn't only interested in making money or gaining notoriety quickly. Her dedication to both her profession and the future of women's sports was evident in that particular moment.
Unrivaled would have taken that exact approach, and what it feels like to me is Caitlin Clark was an afterthought in all of this. And maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, maybe they wanted to wait until after the WNBA season.
A new standard for sports loyalty was established by Clark's decision to remain with the WNBA. Money is wonderful, of course, but her goal was to advance women's basketball and help shape its future. When Unrivaled finally returned with their $75 million mega deal, fans realized they were dealing with a once-in-a-generation talent, someone who was dedicated, fiercely ambitious, and willing to put the sport first. Her decision sent a clear message that she was here to invest in the game's future.